This is a 5-story building under construction along Victoria Street in George at around 14:09 when it collapsed on Monday, May 7th. A local councillor said it looked like the front part of the structure collapsed, and while some people in the back got back up and looked around, the whole building collapsed.
Last floor on the roof slab. Was on the roof slab. And then starting to make big noise, big sound is coming from down, and then the dust is coming up.
Hello guys, I'm okay now, I'm okay, everything is okay. Thank you. God bless you guys.
The search and rescue mission continues in George following the collapse of a multi-story building on Monday afternoon.
The death toll continues to climb as many victims are still stuck under the rubble. 81 workers were on site when the tragedy occurred, leading to hundreds of search and rescue spending days and nights freeing those stuck under the rubble. But then, there is a lot of information surrounding this incident, forcing many to question why the province's governing political party initially withheld information about the developer.
We're not at liberty to disclose that at this stage.
Not only that, but a timeline of this project suggests it was allegedly rushed through, with completion slated within a year, potentially contributing to this catastrophic incident. The allegations of corruption further compound the issue. First, let's look at this residential development. Referred to as 75 Victoria, it was slated to consist of 2-bedroom apartments intended for sale. These units were previously advertised at R1.7 million each. Records filed with both the George municipality and the deeds office indicate that a 1,228 piece of land was sold for R2.07 million to a company named Pacific Breeze Trading 91 on November 4th, 2020. The company is led by directors Karel Swanepoel, Anton Boysen, and Annette Swanepoel. Noteworthy individuals associated with the project include Athol Mitchell, serving as the consulting engineer, Jan Froelich as the town planner, and Clinton Peterson in the role of senior manager. The developer behind the block of flats is Neo Trend Group, ICE Project, and basically, ICE Projects is confirmed to be in a joint venture with NT Neo Trend and appointed Leotel Development as the contractor to build NEO Victoria. Following the completion of plan submissions, meetings were convened to request modifications to the development. These changes included the addition of an extra level, basement parking with 66 bays, and an increased structure height of 17.17 meters. In January 2021, George's senior manager of town planning, Froelich, approved their application with several modifications, though final approval would require the submission of plans. The approval was based on several factors. Firstly, the property's proximity to public transport facilities, such as bus stops, was noted, facilitating efficient public transport systems and transportation-oriented developments. Moreover, the development was seen as addressing a critical need for housing opportunities while promoting densification in strategically designated areas. Importantly, it was determined that the project would not negatively impact neighbouring properties. In March 2021, Froelich, representing Pacific Breeze, submitted an application to increase the number of floors in the development from 4 to 5. Concurrently, a local conveyancer confirmed in the same month that the title deeds did not contain any restrictions regarding the intended land use outlined in the land development application. All proposed plans received approval in July 2023. Given that the initial completion dates from previously sanctioned plans were set for March 31, 2024, the new timeline adjusted completion to July 2024, with occupation slated for August 2024. The process of final plan approval took just over 2 years. However, despite factors such as a 3-month winter period and a 3-week builder's holiday, there remained an expectation for the building to be completed within a year. When an engineer seals the design, he or she takes responsibility for its accuracy and safety to the general public. But to error is human, and that's what engineers are. This observation underscores the situation at hand. as it indicates that the approval was granted by the engineers without a thorough examination and calculation, which could have uncovered its inherent flaw.
It seemed to me that there was a failure in the bottom layers because the building came down fairly neatly.
If the columns that were specified were of the right dimensions, and if the specification on the strength of concrete was fine.
Sense is that there was a failure of a critical member in the lower floors of this structure that led to this collapse.
In a statement, the Engineering Council of South Africa announced their intention to investigate the underlying cause of the collapse to determine the level of participation of registered persons. In a tweet that has since been removed by Newsroom, Western Cape officials stated their inability to identify the contractor accountable for the site where the building collapse occurred.
The owners and the construction company, we're not at liberty to disclose that at this stage.
This prompted speculation about whether the developers involved in this project had any connections to the DA. This speculation escalated when Cameron tweeted alleging significant ties between the contractors and substantial funding from the DA. Oh, and the DA government has appointed the engineering firm V3 to investigate the cause of the building collapse. All of this will reignite a series of narratives asserting the DA's alleged involvement in corruption scandals related to land and property development in the Western Cape.
From the provincial and the municipal side, we will also be looking at an investigation to see how this incident occurred.
Now, many questions are circulating all over the internet. People want to know if this structural engineer is the same person who approved the building plan before the municipality. Also, given that the basement and another floor were added after the initial approval, does this mean the construction company took a few shortcuts with the support structures on the ground level? Because when it comes to building, every phase has to be inspected and approved by a structural engineer who would have designed the structure, from foundation depth and strength, reinforcement columns to concrete slabs, etc. And for a company that has been around for a while, this is something that they would know. Experts have pointed out that the scale of this disaster is due to factors like reinforcement not being done properly. If you look at the rubble, the size of the ready-made slab has no ribs. But what makes this moment particularly harrowing is that construction incidents like these are avoidable if everything is done accurately and by the book. So, the theory that the construction company took a few shortcuts with the support structures on the ground level is plausible. Still, we will continue to wait for a full investigation surrounding this devastating incident. No one knows if the findings will be publicized, but what we can do for now is offer condolences to all those who lost their loved ones.